Ciao Bella! Welcome to Bellauncinettocrafts, and this is another episode of How Do I? Now, if you're new, thank you so much for checking this video out. And the idea behind these videos is for those people who are learning to crochet or looking for certain things in crochet. I'm starting from the beginning, so I did how do I hold my hook, how do I determine the hooks I want to use, how to do a slip knot, how to do a magic ring. I've done videos like that. And today's video is going to be how to make a chain. It's just going to be a foundation chain. So if it says foundation row or foundation chain, that's what I'm showing you. So I have today some Cotton DK Classique by Stylecraft. I got this in a mystery bag from Daniel at Paw Play Yarns. This is a UK brand of yarn. It is 100% cotton, but this is whatever yarn you're using, and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. This says use 4 millimeters, so this is bigger than what this is recommended, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of the tutorial. I just want you to know how I would start a foundation chain or a foundation row. So this is just when it calls to chain a certain number at the beginning of a pattern. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so I tried to pull it out and I got some yarn barf here, so just gonna work with that. And trying to make sure I stay in frame, but I start with a slip knot. And if you need to see how to do that, I will link that video down below. But very simple slip knot. And then you would put your hook inside of that knot, and then I kind of pull tightly so that I can then hold the tail with my hook hand to kind of keep it out of the way, and then I will thread the yarn through my fingers the way that's comfortable for me. That's another thing that I talked about in another video, is what is comfortable for you. And that's one of the biggest things in learning how to crochet. Just because the person who's trying to teach you holds their hook or their yarn a certain way, that may not be comfortable for you. And so chaining helps you figure out one of the best ways to figure out how you hold, because you can chain and chain and chain and then undo something. And yes, you have to wind the yarn back up, but it's not going to hurt anything. So again, make the slip knot. I pull it not super tight on my hook because I want to be able to slip my hook back through there. But then I hold my tail with my hook hand, and then I thread my yarn through my fingers, and then I yarn over, and then I'll pull on the knot, just hold it there so that I can loop that back through. And this is one chain. The loop that is on the hook does not ever count as a chain. So I only have one chain right now. Then I would yarn back over, and I'm still holding on to this knot because this is very small. And because it's small, there's not a lot to hold on to. So I try to keep everything still, is the best way that I can explain it. So I yarn over again and just pull that through. Now I have 2 chains. Yarn over 3, yarn over 4, yarn over 5, yarn over 6. And see, it's starting to get a little bit bigger. So now I will let go of the knot and pull up and hold here. Yarn over 7, yarn over 8, yarn over 9, yarn over 10, yarn over 11. That's getting a little bit too far away from me, so I'll go back up. Yarn over 12, yarn over 13, yarn over 14, yarn over 15, and you just keep going for as long as you need to. Whatever the pattern calls for, whatever the item that you're making calls for, with whatever weight of yarn that you're using. Okay, so I'm going to pull it back out and I'm going to show you again. So I make my slip knot. I'll pull it and then pull it down, put my hook in, right, and then I'll pull it tight. Then I'll take my tail end of my yarn, hold it in my hook hand, thread my yarn, and I will hold on to this knot that I've just created, right? And then I will yarn over, pull through, chain 1, yarn over, pull through, 2 chains, yarn over, pull through, 3, yarn over, pull through, 4, yarn over, pull through, 5, yarn over, pull through, 6, yarn over, 7, yarn over, 8, yarn over, pull through, 9, yarn over, pull through, 10, yarn over, pull through, 11, yarn over, pull through, 12, yarn over, pull through, 13, yarn over, pull through, 14, yarn over, pull through, 15. Now, you'll notice that my first chain was fairly tight. My second chain isn't quite as tight. I am a very tight crocheter, and so I try to make the chain a little bit more loose, because when you try to go back through and go into the chain, right, you don't want it to be so tight that you have to fight to get it through there. Now, that can make the bottom of your work a little looser, but that's what borders are for. And there are other ways that you can make that not an issue, which we will not cover in this video. But there are ways that you can do that, especially if you're starting like a garment or something. But that is the basics of how I start a chain or a foundation row. Sometimes it may be called in some patterns. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. You can send me an email, Bellauncinettocrafts@gmail.com, and that's listed in the description box below as well. Any ideas on what you would like to see next? Again, put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm so glad that you're here with me. As always, be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Bye-bye. Ciao bella.